All right, today I'm kind of feeling under the rain, and I'll tell you why. I just got the second COVID shot. All right, so I'm not feeling the greatest. I kind of feel like I did once I got Spamonella that one time. I don't know if you guys remember, but when I had Spamonella poisoning, I just didn't feel like 100% myself. But I'll tell you about my experience. But before we get started, we're going to be making Tokyo Chicken Momosan Ramen noodles. Absolute goodness right here. So I got this right here. This is supposed to be some high class type of ramen noodles. And I'm going to go ahead and open this up. I'm going to have an egg to go along with it right here. So it's going to be quite absolute goodness if you ask me. Absolute goodness. So I'm going to get started. You see there's a proliferated slot right here. I'm just going to go ahead and open this up. All right, pull out block. So yeah, I got my COVID shot, my second COVID shot, and right now I'm kind of feeling achy, a little bit over, kind of bloated, chest kind of sore because I worked out yesterday, cramps, the typical thing that, guys get, after working out, not feeling the greatest. So here are the soup packets that come inside of here. You have the soup base and the liquid seasoning. Great. And then you have the block of ramen noodles, which is not a block, it's actually a little circle. Going to do that. But before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and add water to the pan right here. Yeah, so I got the second COVID shot yesterday, actually. I got the second COVID shot, with some of the COVID shots, like I think Moderna and Pfizer, you have to get 2 shots. The Johnson & Johnson, you have to get 1 shot. So I got the Pfizer shot, and you get 1 shot. After the first shot, I got a few weeks ago, soreness in the arm, but I did not get sick like I feel right now. But I feel like kind of, last night my skin started to feel sensitive, similar to like you get when you get into the flu. So I started to get a little sensitive, and, skin started to feel sensitive, and, I was like, okay, maybe this vaccine is starting to kick in. Maybe it's starting to kick in a little bit. So, skin was a little sensitive last night. So I went to bed, woke up this morning, had the chills. It was kind of like I was sick, but without being sick, if that makes any sense. And like I was saying earlier, it reminded me of the time I got Spamonella poisoning. But when I got Spamonella poisoning, I had all the other factors that come along with getting Spamonella poisoning, like stomach ache, all the other stuff that's not nice. And I wasn't really feeling good. And it took a long time for me to get over. When I had Spamonella poisoning, I was sick for like almost a week or so. Maybe not a week, maybe like 3 days. I was sick with Spamonella poisoning before I started to feel better. This vaccine, however, I got, I was only supposed to be sick for or not feel well. I wouldn't even call it sick, for about 24 hours or so. And then I'm supposed to be back to fine. This morning I wasn't feeling good, but already this evening I'm starting to feel a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and add some of this soup base to the pot right here. And I like adding the soup base. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put the egg in first. No, I'm actually going to put the soup base in first. And the reason why I put the soup base in first, if you know me, I like the seasonization to permeate the egg as well as the noodle. So I'm going to go ahead and put the seasonization inside of here first. All right, so I'm going to put the soup. Yeah, I was thinking that it was going to be similar to the first shot, where just my arm got a little sore and I'm fine. But this is not the case. So I went to bed, and at night I started to feel, like something was coming on. And this morning it was like I had the chills. I wanted the heater on. I was under the blanket. And it was just like, wow, okay, this is kicking in. But at the same time, I know that this is for a good cause. Absolute good. Look at the noodles. They're cooking quite well. Let me check up on the egg right here. Let me go ahead and flip that slightly. Look at that. So nice. Absolute goodness. So I know it's for a good cause, to prevent myself from getting the COVID, the actual virus. And so I was like, okay, this is only going to be for about 24 hours, then I'll be fine. So like already I'm starting to feel a little bit better. One thing I did do, I stayed hydrated with Gatorade. Absolute goodness, my favorite drink right there. All right, these look about ready. I'm going to go ahead and put these into the bowl right here. All right, so let me go ahead and turn the flammation off. It's cooked pretty well. Let me just check the noodles. Absolute goodness. Yeah, they're about cooked. Hot. All right, so I'm going to turn this off right here. And have my bowl right here. And go ahead and put some of the noodles in here. I'm going to get a little closer so you can see this right here. So the noodles. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put the noodles inside of here. Put the ramen in there. Absolute goodness. That smells so good. Now, I like to put the noodles in first. Now, this is the best meal to have when you're recovering from the vaccination. So I'm going to put this in here right here. And go ahead and put this in here. Then I'm going to put a little bit of juice in there. Let me get a little closer in here so you can see this, because this looks really good right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put the juice in here. Look at all that. Look at the broth from this. I'm going to put some of the broth in. Before I put the egg in, I want to put the seasoning. So I'm starting to feel better from the vaccination. So this is the liquid seasoning right here. This is all made from Ichiban. All right, let's go ahead and put some of that liquid seasoning in. Oh, man, it looks so good right there. And then I'm going to actually stir this up a little bit. Get the flavoration in there. Look at that. Absolute goodness. And then I'm going to top this off with a little bit of more of the broth. Look at that broth. So, I mean, it's not that bad. I feel a little not 100%, but hopefully like tomorrow morning, I'll feel great. I'm glad I got the vaccination. Now I can go around and not having the fear of getting hospitalized or anything like that, or spreading COVID to someone else. So that's the key with getting that. Look at this. Look at this ramen. Absolute goodness. Gonna get in close. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the broth. Look at the egg right here. Look at all that. The seasonization. Absolute goodness, if you ask me. Look at the egg. Go ahead and get your vaccination. That's my suggestion. Absolute goodness.